In a recent interview with HuffPost, Giuliani initially disputed the notion that Trump's daily citing, in the final month of his campaign, of Russian-aligned WikiLeaks and its release of Russian-stolen emails constituted colluding with Russia. "It is not," Giuliani said. Then he switched tacks. "Okay, and if it is, it isn't illegal. It was sort of like a gift," he said. "And you're not involved in the illegality of getting it." While much of the recent attention on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russia's efforts to elect Trump has focused on meetings between the Trump campaign and individuals linked to Russian officials, a big piece of collusion evidence has been in plain sight all along. As the GOP nominee, Trump started receiving U.S. intelligence briefings on August 17, 2016, at which time, according to sources who spoke on condition of anonymity, Trump would have learned that analysts had concluded that Russia was behind the theft of emails from the Democratic National Committee and was releasing them through WikiLeaks. That group, which bills itself as a transparency organization, has for years been considered an arm of Russian spy agencies by the U.S. intelligence community. On October 7, 2016, U.S. intelligence went public with their analysis about Russia and WikiLeaks. "These thefts and disclosures are intended to interfere with the U.S. election process," said the statement from the Department of Homeland Security and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Trump, though, ignored all of that information. Instead, starting just 3 days later as WikiLeaks began releasing batches of emails stolen from Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta, Trump began praising WikiLeaks in campaign speeches and interviews and urging Americans to read the emails for themselves. WikiLeaks. "I love WikiLeaks," Trump told an audience in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, on October 10. "It's just the latest evidence of the hatred that the Clinton campaign really has for everyday Americans, and you see so much from these WikiLeaks," Trump said in Panama City, Florida, the following day. "I'll tell you, this WikiLeaks stuff is unbelievable," Trump said on October 12 in Ocala, Florida. "It tells you the inner heart. You've got to read it and you've got to maybe get it, because they're not putting it out." That was the same day the WikiLeaks Twitter account sent a direct message to Trump's son Donald Jr., asking his father to highlight the stolen emails and offering a web link for Trump to advertise. 15 minutes after that direct message, candidate Trump sent out a tweet praising WikiLeaks. 2 days later, Trump Jr. sent out the link WikiLeaks had provided. On October 9, at the second debate, Trump disputed the U.S. intelligence assessment. "She doesn't know if it's the Russians doing the hacking," Trump said of Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. "Maybe there is no hacking. But they always blame Russia." 11 days later, at the third and final debate, "She has no idea whether it's Russia, China, or anybody else," Trump repeated. "And our country has no idea." Since the election, the U.S. intelligence community and the Senate Intelligence Committee have both released reports stating what intelligence analysts concluded in the summer of 2016, not only was Russia interfering in the election in coordination with WikiLeaks, but it was doing so with the goal of electing Trump. "Those are simply the facts," said Senator Mark Warner, DVA, the ranking member of that committee. So Mr. Giuliani could not be more wrong. Make no mistake, these are dangerous efforts aimed at distracting us from the truth, and they have the chilling effect of dismissing the seriousness of the Russian threat. Former acting CIA Director John McLaughlin agreed. "Giuliani is just wrong on that point," he said. "Either Trump simply didn't care that this material came from the Russians, or was so foolish and naive to think that it was okay to use it, or, and it's a big or, that he did so knowing full well that he was cooperating with the Russians." One former Trump campaign staffer said he believes he understands exactly why Trump and his team used the Russian-provided material. "They were desperate and decided they would use it and worry about consequences later. I don't think they were working with them. I think they were willing to take advantage of it." "It's about winning," said Sam Nunberg, who had been fired by Trump more than a year before the election. "You're supposed to win. That's just the reality of it. Video, is Giuliani a credible source for Mueller details? Watch News, TV and more on News Pulse View.